All right. Good afternoon, me. Um, Today's September 19th. It's the last week before the final week of the grading period, and I'm coming back to do another reflective piece. It's been a minute, but I'm going to try to get this done where I do it at least once a week. That's the goal, at least once a week, and try to keep it under the 10 minutes that I yapped about the first time I did this. So, something that went well this week. Something that went well this week is I think that I was effectively able to balance engaging content for my students while simultaneously also keeping my gradebook up to date. And one of the ways that I think I was able to do that really was having activities, being able to set my students on a path at the beginning of the lesson, 10 minutes or so, and then have them kind of work through their content collaboratively, usually with document analysis activities, things of that nature, while I was able to kind of work through grading some of their projects and things of that nature. And then also obviously being able to circulate and check in as well simultaneously. So I thought that went really well. A challenge this week, I had a meeting regarding basically the development of strategies and ways in which we as a campus can start improving college and career readiness. And one of those things was the challenge in and of itself was actually kind of a rather large challenge. In the discussion, it was kind of an understanding that we all came to that what we're trying to push for is a paradigm shift on the level of not just a campus thing, not just a district thing, but to be honest with you, a region thing, an area thing, possibly even a state thing, where we're trying to encourage students that college is something within reach and they're capable of getting to. That's going to be a challenge. There was talk that a recent article from a region or a newspaper in the region that I teach in, that around 19% of graduates, high school graduates, will then actually receive a secondary degree afterwards, which is a bit alarming. And if you're in education yourself, you've probably encountered how almost every single article, it seems at least once a month, there's one talking about how college is not a viable option or actually a good choice at this point. Secondary education is not. And I believe that's kind of counterproductive. I can understand, if you want to enter into the working force immediately, that's awesome. But I think secondary education, technical school, community college, anything like that is something that can benefit most students. It was kind of disheartening to find out that some of my former students that I graduated last year, that I teach AP courses, and some of these students are not pursuing their education further, and they're working in jobs that there's nothing inherently wrong with them, but they're positions that don't really afford them any sort of upward mobility or growth into a more sustainable future. They are positions that don't really offer that. And I think that was disheartening to find out that kind of information, especially after working to motivate these students to try to get them into taking those next steps. And I understand everyone's got issues, regarding economic problems or challenges that could be afforded, an additional income to the household. These students don't necessarily fit into that qualification, from my understanding and speaking with them. so it's a little disappointing. So that's the challenge is trying to inform more, support more, and encourage more to have students kind of take that next step, continuing that education after they've left the high school institution. It's a challenge, but it's a challenge that I'm looking forward to. It's a challenge that I'm not not newly experiencing. It's one that I've been rallying against for the past 13 years that I've been doing this job. So it's nice that to be able to collaborate and work with my my fellow teachers and administrators to try to start to kind of hopefully start chipping away. I started talking about in more recent years that when I first started in education, I had this desire to move mountains, which I think we all do. And now, as I've kind of continued to work within the parameters of education, I realize that I'm not necessarily always moving mountains. I'm at a very bare minimum trying to kick rocks. And hopefully kicking rocks will be enough to, at some point down the line, that rock will turn into a mountain moving. So that's sort of the hope. And then finally, something I'm looking forward to, in the nerdiest way possible, next Friday we don't have students because it's the end of the grading period, and I am looking forward to overhauling a couple of lessons that I've been meaning to look at and change. One of them is a trial for Genghis Khan that some of you may be familiar with. That lesson, it's a fun one, but I have found in reflection that it is a lesson in which the 8 to 15 kids that are putting on the trial get quite a decent amount of content out of it and learn quite a bit in argumentation, but the rest of the class does not necessarily experience the same thing. And so I've been meaning to address that and change that. And I've got some ideas cooking, and I'm looking forward to collaborating with my fellow AP teacher, AP World History teacher, to make that happen. So I am looking forward to that. So that's the end of the reflection process. Again, I encourage you, if you yourself are an educator or just looking to start a reflection process, again, it doesn't have to be the same 3 questions that I'm asking myself. It doesn't have to be on the same schedule as myself. You don't even have to record yourself. But I think self-reflection is a positive thing. Again, a reminder, if you are going to pursue self-reflection, be kind to yourself when you are doing it. You can be critical of yourself while also being kind to yourself. And so I hope that that is something that you apply when you are doing so. But that's it. Thank you so much. Have a good one.